Hey there, film fans. I'm Jeff.
I'm Dave.
And I'm John, and welcome back to The Love of Cinema, a pod in which we'll challenge one another to discuss movies both new and old with a strictly positive critical eye.
That's right. And to avoid lazy negativity, we've decided to make this episode a drinking game.
My beer was backwards.
So if we say anything negative at all about each other, about this film, about how Dave's mom never cried over his lost baby pictures, you're going to hear this sound.
Thank you.
That sound means we're taking
Close.
That sound means we're taking a drink, and we hope you drink along with us.
She cried, but not for the reasons you think. So, pour yourselves a glass as we talk about replicants doing what Jeff does to his vacuum cleaner every time he's home alone.
Ooh.
Bastard. Cheers.
Talking about fucking.
Get your
bad.
shot down.
Talking about fucking.
God. All right, cheers.
Mm.
Oh,
I
God.
did hit our buzzers and they didn't make any sound, but that's okay. I didn't deserve it. Okay. My other
Test.
joke here was
There.
yeah, to be fair,
Everybody drink.
my other joke was
Yeah.
how Dave is saving up for his own pleasure model. That's it. That's
The pleasure model.
The pleasure
Joy.
model. Anyway,
I am my own
guys,
pleasure model.
Oh, boy.
I said that out loud, didn't I?
That is where this is going, isn't it? Fucking
Okay,
these
guys.
guys,
So,
these tech CEOs are going to eventually just make versions of themselves to fuck each other, aren't they?
well, welcome to this very highly esteemed podcast here with us highbrow folks. Who
No
went to
one's ever
fancy
said
film
that.
schools and stuff. We are the Love of Cinema podcast, as we said before. We keep it positive, and if we're not positive, we have to drink. We are going to be talking about this year's. Oh, fucking hell. It just buzzed me for my way I talk. I don't know how you guys let me talk this way.
You talk so fast, it just goes, you know? I just can't.
Yeah.
Don't listen on 1.3
Our reflexes
times.
are dulled.
Okay. We are talking about the year 2017. Why? Because the random year generator spun 2017, a year we've been to once before. Do either of you remember what movie we did last time we were at 2017? Probably not. I bet you not.
I don't think I do, actually. What did we talk about?
The Square.
Oh,
Oh,
that
God.
thing.
I blocked it out.
Yeah. The Square. That was the only time. And then we also did Wonder Woman as part of our summer blockbuster movie face-off, where they
That was
batted all
Wonder
the
Woman 1,
summer
not Wonder
blockbusters.
Woman 2. We never did
Wonder
that.
Woman 1. Not Wonder Woman 2.
'Cause-
That was a
yeah.
COVID movie that was
Yeah.
a shame. Anyway, Pedro Pascal was in it. Okay, anyway, we are talking about Denis Villeneuve's, Denis Villeneuve's. I was going to say Roger Deakins's, but it really is Roger Deakins's Blade Runner 2049. We recently talked about the final cut of Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner that is, so you can check our feed and go and find those if you would like. But since we are a real drinking podcast, we do a little bit of a setup to get us drinking and talking here. We're going to talk just a very little bit about the Oscars that were last night here in 2026. By the time you listen to this, you'll probably have heard a couple Oscar takes if you care, but we will give our 2 cents on that, talk a little bit about movies here, and we are drinking for real. If you see us on YouTube, you will see that to be true. Then I'm going to give you 2017 year in review before we actually get to our 2049 Blade Runner conversation, and it's going to be fantastic.
Man, Jesus Christ.
Did you
we start the
pregame?
show
What the
over?
fuck?
Let's just start over. Good God.
I did have a pregame, but part of the
Every
2017 year in review includes things that are going to be relevant to our Oscars. So I'll just give you one right off the bat here, just one teeny tiny one right off the bat. In the year 2017 was the first ever nomination for a female cinematographer, and that was the 90th Oscars. There were 89 Oscars with
For
only
shame,
men
Academy.
nominated
What the fuck?
for the Academy. For the Academy.
What the fuck?
That was for Mudbound, of course. The nominee was Rachel Morrison. She did not win because our boy Roger Deakins won his first on his 14th nomination.
Which was
14th
also
nomination.
ridiculous.
Is at 13 nominations, including Fargo and so many other movies you love. But no, last night you had the first woman to win the cinematography Oscar for the incredible work on Sinners.
Boy, was that deserved.
And boy, was that deserved. That was a no doubt, a little surprise perhaps to some people, but a no doubt, and that was Autumn Arkapaw. So congrats to her. But we'll try to give some symmetry, 2017 to now. So stick with us. We're also going to vote on what we thought of Blade Runner 2049 right now. So if you are watching us on YouTube, we have to live with a little icon next to our name. If we thought it was shit, it's going to be next to our name, haunting us the entire episode. So should we do that right away before we do our sponsors?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to do a little drum roll and we're going to vote. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Dave
went
with the gold star.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
John and I went
dude.
with great. John and I went with
Yes.
great. The fifth highest out of 6 options, but Dave gave it the gold star, the highest option. Can't wait to hear more about that. But John, why don't you give us our sponsors and then we'll get the show on the road.
We have a guy who makes beer who texted us recently that he has beer, but I can't drink that beer. His name is Carlos Bierrotza.
No.
Beer if you want to go into our show notes, find his handle. You can just go over there to Instagram and search that for yourself and have fun trying to spell it. We also have a guy who makes music, almost all the music on this episode. He makes the good music. Jeff might play some shitty music in a little bit, and that's not his
no,
music,
I'm
but
not
the
gonna do
great
that.
music is Dasein, Dasein, Dasein. You can find his link in the show notes, or you can go to anywhere that music is played, and his music is probably there. Dasein, Dasein.
All right.
Okay.
Dave, anything you
Okay.
want to say before we do some news here? Anything
No, let's get into
in
it.
your mind? Well, I know you're going to have plenty to say about Roger Deakins and his cinematography.
Love
I
Roger.
can't wait to hear about that. Our first ever episode was 1917, among other films.
Yeah.
So Roger Deakins, I thought he was your countryman. But what's so funny is that it was inspired in this movie. He was inspired for some of his palette from childhood memories at the Sydney Opera House. So I don't know. I have all the reason to think he was Australian, even though he's just from a part of North England that has a weird
I
accent.
mean, yeah, till he opens his mouth.
Childhood
Yeah.
memories?
Yeah.
Did he say
Yes.
childhood
He's
memories?
probably
Yes.
well traveled.
Very well traveled.
The Opera House has been there a
wasn't,
while.
though, as a child, though. I just finished his book, so I feel
Oh.
like I can sort of speak to it. But
Just in time
streaming
for
for free on Spotify, if anybody's interested. Reflections, on cinematography by Roger Deakins. Fantastic read. Goes film by film. It's everything you want to hear. And if you're a fucking lighting nerd, he literally explains the exact lights and models. He goes through his diagrams for each
Yeah.
like iconic shot. And
the
setup.
website still publishes his diagrams.
It's pretty amazing. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry,
What was your favorite movie of his to look through in this book?
Well, I listened to it. I looked at his diagrams before, but listening to this book, my favorite one to hear him discuss, and it's no surprise to hear him say this, like this movie really stands out, and he talks about it a lot because he knows people voted for this and it matters, but just in general, listening to him talk about his collaborations with the Coen brothers, that's the best part of the book. It's the people he repeats work with. So his work with Denis Villeneuve is great. He talks very, very poignantly about Prisoners in Sicario in this movie, but it's the brothers. It's just how many times he gets to work with them again and how they approach each film. And
That border scene in Sicario still gives me fucking goosebumps.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Seeing
man.
that in theaters
They built
was
that whole
real-
set, dude. They
Yeah.
built that whole thing.
Wait, do you mean they didn't actually go into Juarez with a full
They thought about it.
Okay.
Probably would today.
All right.
Ooh,
So-
no, it'll be AI today. All right.
Why don't we just do overall thoughts? Dave was not able to see the Oscars because he's a working professional here, but John and I just got to see it in full. I'm just kidding. It's a holiday in the town where John lives. John, what do you think? Overall thoughts?
Overall thoughts, I thought it was an excellent split between the two front-running movies. Nobody really ran away with it, and there were also no crazy upsets, which I know upsets can be fun and dramatic. Paul Thomas Anderson, I'm a huge fan of his, but just politically, the lifespan of his work. This is his 10th feature. It's his 10th feature, right? I think you can't argue that like he's earned these awards, and it was fun finally getting to see him get them. But that didn't take anything away from fucking Ryan Coogler and his team winning so many awards. Michael B. Jordan fucking winning lead actor. I've been saying that all year. I'm sure there's a recording of me on the show saying I want him to be the actor. I wanted him to get it.
I got a kick out of the clip they released today where he's at In-N-Out Burger with his Oscar statue.
Oh, yeah. The famous
Classic.
In-N-Out, but
It's usually Paul Giamatti.
Paul,
I also thought it was great that Frankenstein ran away with some great technical and design awards, which again was sort of anticipated. I think Avatar got special effects, but just in general, I thought it was a good split. I know Marty Supreme and did not get the love that I thought it was going to get at all. I didn't know what I thought it was going to maybe win. I thought maybe Jack Fisk was going to win for production design. So he didn't get that. I think Frankenstein took it, which is okay. That was a beautifully well-designed movie as well.
Really was.
It was awesome watching Amy Madigan win. It was awesome watching Ed Harris fucking root for her. I don't think he's ever won an Academy Award, which is a crazy snub when you look at his career.
Yeah.
Right? He's never
Who are you talking
won.
about?
Ed Harris.
Jack Fisk? Oh, Ed Harris has never won. No, he's 0 for 4.
He's never won. And anyway, so I thought that was beautiful, getting to watch them, cheer for each other and be so grateful for each other. And what was the last thing I was going to mention? I forgot. It's okay. I'll just interrupt you at some point with the thought.
When it comes back.
Well, I don't have too many thoughts. I was worried at first because the room seemed really stiff. I thought Conan was making some good jokes, and I don't know if
liked
it was
the
the sound or the opening. No, the opening with the weapons where he's running through all the other films was brilliant. No, but then he comes out on stage and then he's doing his monologue, and it really felt dead in there. So I don't know if that's like a sound thing. Or
I think it was a sound thing. I don't think they had enough live mics in the room.
But they had a couple sound issues throughout the show, so they are not winning the Emmy for best sound for a live thing like this year, like they've done in the past. So the Tonys, it's yours to take. Yeah, Conan was great. I thought he was serious when he decided to be a little bit more serious. It was. I usually don't like the bits, but I actually really liked the 2 bits this time. Specifically, the Jane Lynch bit was pretty funny, where they were gonna.
God, that was so funny.
What it was gonna be like when it's on YouTube.
Have you been hurt by a tactile flashlight? That was so funny, dude.
That was so good. But honestly, the Sterling K. Brown Casablanca bit.
Oh
was
my god!
really
In World War II,
fucking funny.
God,
Yeah.
that was. That's right. I'm in a love triangle in World War II. Oh my god! So
that bit was
funny.
so funny. And I thought the tributes were good. Honestly, I could have used more tributes. It's not that I couldn't, because the show is long. I had a friend texted me at like 10:40 and was like, I can't believe these are ending so early. I was like, nope, they started an hour earlier.
After 90-something years, I don't think anyone on earth can complain that the show was long. We know it's going to be long.
But all I'm saying is,
if you're sitting there going, it was a bit long, get over yourself. It's long every year.
I say this every time. It is an awards show. So when you cut off people who are accepting the award, you are fucking yourself.
Yeah, not cool.
It is an
when you cut off
show.
Asian people.
Yeah.
He's talking about the Golden
K-pop
Award.
Yeah, the K-pop Demon Hunters
Holy
song.
fuck. They literally were like, thank you for people, it was just so obvious that they were cutting off people who are not
that's an award that
looking
people
like what most of the people who look like they get on that stage, and they didn't turn the mic back on. It was so weird.
Golden is a piece of okay. You know what? This is my big takeaway from this year. This is the first time in a very long time where this is a culturally relevant Oscars. A different show just ran through a lot of the best winners from the past 10 years. How many of you at home have actually fired up Moonlight, or Birdman, or Shape of Water, or Nomadland, or Coda? Like, have you actually fired these movies up? No. So you have one battle after another, which is brilliant. People will probably rewatch Sinners more. Marty Supreme's fucking great. People are going to be talking about that forever. Frankenstein's weird, but I bet you people are going to talk about that. The Weapons being this horror movie that also won this acting award and had some stunning visuals and stuff. You have a cultural relevant thing, and fucking Demon Hunters is the biggest phenomenon of the entire night. Out of all of those movies, K-pop Demon Hunter was number 1, only bested by Nuzha 2, which wasn't nominated, but made $2 billion in Asia. So it's like Golden and K-pop Demon Hunters are the 2 biggest cultural events of the night, and you're going to fucking cut off this speech for fucking Golden, the one where I heard about it through kids singing it at a wedding, and they knew every single word the week it came out, and then it went back into theaters, was number 1 at the box. It would have been number 1 for like 5 weeks.
There's singing that
Jeff,
song. It's so
I can't believe it.
Have some consolation. All the kids were in bed by that point, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
I know.
They were all asleep. I remember what I was going to say. I was happy that Sentimental Value took Best Foreign Film.
Yes.
I've seen 2 or 3.
Film in the English language, John. They've changed the name of that category.
I've seen 2 or 3 of the other nominees, and I still want to see they all look fantastic. But I loved that movie, and I'm not saying this is like good or bad, but he pointed it out, so I thought it was just interesting. Joachim Trier said he acknowledged that most of the other nominated films in a foreign language, or films in a non-English language, what's the word? What is it?
Films not in the English language.
Are very issue-driven.
It is now international feature. I'm sorry. It's evolved over the years because foreign sounded negative, right? So it's the best international feature.
He was just acknowledging that a lot of the other nominees are very beautiful films that have a very specific issue related to them, having to do whatever social, injustices and things like that. So this is not a criticism about good or bad or anything, but I think he was saying he's very thankful that they voted for his film because it's not about that. It's just a really excellent movie about family values and family drama.
Yeah.
And, so I thought I was so happy that movie won. I think it's so great. And I think it may have been the unsung movie of the year. I think it did kind of get over, it just could not compete politically with let's definitely call out the moment when Autumn had all the women in the room stand up.
Yeah.
That was really powerful. I don't think, and obviously they should not have said this ahead of time. He did acknowledge it after the fact, but I don't think everyone in the room knew that she was maybe the first woman to win that award. I want to believe that's true, but I bet it's not true. And so I'm glad that Conan came back on and was kind of like, this is crazy.
Right.
She was just the first woman to ever win that.
Did they not?
Anyway,
because they ask at other award shows, they make the speech in real time. Like this is her first win on her first nomination. She is the first. Like other award shows, but they don't do that at the Oscars.
They didn't say that. They said it. They were saying that very slowly. But you just couldn't hear it very loudly. And I don't know if that was playing in the room.
I see what you're saying. Okay, cool.
And they definitely didn't say she's the first woman to win it. They definitely didn't have that in the voiceover.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought her speech was just so graceful. I mean, it had a lot of grace to it. Like it really did. Like she's clearly very good at what she does, but there was just so much humility, and she seemed like, I don't know, just a real interesting personality type for the first person to kind of get there and really take that stamp. I don't know. So that was a very moving moment. And I think it's a high time that happened. All she had to do was film in 3 formats at once. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all she had to do. Yeah, no worries. Anyway, great stuff. Great stuff. Really great year.
That's all I got with the
so
Oscars.
awesome. My last little joke. Of course, the short films, both documentary, animated, and live action, talked longer than anybody else.
All right, Dave. Anything you want to anything you want to say? Any news? Any thoughts? Any feelings?
No, I think you guys covered it.
Well, you haven't seen it yet, so go fuck yourself. All right, let's move on.
I don't think we have any mini reviews this week. Is that right? Should we get right to the show?
Yeah, I was just working.
Yeah, I don't think I saw anything.
All right, it's to the show. I'm going to give you our 2017 year in review. Right this very second, a year we've been to before, we always like to start with the box office. So, hit me. What do you think was the highest grossing movie of 2017 at the international box office? This is according to the numbers. No, this is according to Box Office Mojo.
Was Harry Potter done by that point?
Harry Potter was done by like 2012.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm old enough now. The time's all blending together.
You don't even have a list up? You're not even looking?
No, I don't.
All right. I'm going to vote. It's one of these two, and I feel pretty confident about it. It's either Thor Ragnarok or It.
Thor Ragnarok was number 8, and It was number 13. So,
all right, how about
that is not it.
Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast comes in at second. There's actually a pretty tight little tie here. Not tie. There's a pretty tight little run here at the top 3 or 4 movies. So number 1, believe it or not, was Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Made $1.33
down
million.
at the bottom of my list. I didn't even see it.
Because everybody's went and saw it once.
Everybody
is that the one where she's a Palpatine?
No, that's 3.
That's the Rise of Skywalker.
Last Jedi is our boy from
Ryan Dream Smasher Johnson. Yes.
Yeah.
Dream Smasher Johnson.
I like
the film. The film is great. It's great. I've rewatched it several times.
Johnson.
I've come around on it. I like what he did.
The whole thing takes place over like 48 hours.
I love how Dave has to always bring that up. He's still processing it, folks. It was a tough first watch.
It was a very tough first watch, and I have reasons.
It's only taken 9 years for Dave to come around.
It wasn't even his fault. Like
Leia coming back from space. Oh yeah, he is. When he talks about it, you feel sad for him. Even though he wrote the script he wanted to write. But anyway. Number 2, Beauty and the Beast. John, very good. This is the Emma Watson remake, of course. Number 3, The Fate of the Furious, $1.235 billion. So those were within $30 million of each other. So that's pretty tough. We got us we got us a tank. Was that we got a tank? Did they have a tank and a sub? It was both, right? On the ice?
Well, the answer is yes. I'm just not sure which movie.
Yeah. They had a tank at one point.
Number 4, the other billion-dollar movie on the list, Despicable Me 3. Number 4.
Oh, sure.
So sequels and remakes, of course. Here we go. Number 5, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Another one. There you go. $961 million.
I did enjoy that.
Spider-Man Homecoming, number 6. That's a good one. $878 million.
Really enjoyed that.
I believe Tom Holland's ballet training really came in handy for a lot of the stunts he had to do in that. movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes in at number 7 for $869 million. I
Wow.
didn't know what the planet builders were, but I was like, wait a second.
Isn't that the one when Kurt Russell's
Douglas
God?
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's God. Well, yeah, but and of course they're like, no, there's world builders, and I was like, sounds to me like I live on Earth and he built Earth, so therefore he is God. That sounds like that's a pretty big reach. That's pretty big. Anyway,
He's God.
Thor
Well,
Ragnarok is
He's
number
a
8, as
god.
we
He's
said
not the
before.
god.
Well, yeah, we can get yeah. Number 9 is Jean-Lang 2. Jean-Lang 2 is number 9. And number 10 is Wonder Woman. It does make the top 10 with $817 million worldwide. A couple other movies that made some money. Coco, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell Tales. It, as John mentioned, made $700 million. Justice League, Dave, made $655. Logan, a huge, awesome surprise hit. That girl is still so good. Daphne, I forget her last name, in Logan. Transformers The Last Night. Kong
Keith or
Skull
something?
Island was weird, but there
Keen?
you go. Yes, yeah.
Daphne Keane.
Daphne Keane. You're right. She was in his Dark Materials and stuff. And Dunkirk would make $500 million and would be the highest grossing World War II movie of all time. There's also another movie
holy
movies
shit.
that were up there.
And
How
I've
much did it
still
make?
never seen it.
$526 million worldwide. Actually, I have two different numbers, but yeah, 526.
I wonder how much
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan made. Yeah.
481. I don't think they were adjusted for inflation for what it's worth, but there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Despicable Me beat Shrek for the highest grossing animated franchise of all time. Split was the most profitable film this year by M. Night Shyamalan. The return on investment was 2,000 ROI.
How much did Get Out make? Sorry. Do you have that right there?
It's down lower on the list, so I don't have it.
It did well, though, right? It cleared 100 million, right?
Yes.
Easy,
Before I do
probably.
just a little bit of Oscars trivia, do you guys want to shout any other movies out?
It's such a year. I feel like you've talked about so many.
Yeah.
All right.
How
What you
about
got?
Just a couple.
you're going to mention I, Tonya, but I think that is. I feel like that's a.
I like that, Tanya. I thought that was
yeah, I
good.
really, really like that movie. And I think that was her first producing go. I think it was the first thing her.
I believe
her
so.
company
Might have
made.
been.
You're talking about,
actually.
you're talking about Margot Robbie. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, right out of the gate, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do the Oscars.
Well, we should shout out. Well, best costume would go to a guy John and I got to talk to in person for Phantom Thread. So
Aw.
R.I.P. to Daniel Day-Lewis's second phase of his career, because he was nominated for an Oscar, although he would lose to Gary Oldman for The Darkest Hour. Lady Bird came out this year, so shout out Greta Gerwig getting her like solo directing, solo writing debut here with Saoirse, who was nominated. And I actually thought Laurie Metcalf was going to win when I saw that movie, but it did go to Allison Janney for I, Tanya, as playing her mom. Dave, you should love Baby Driver came out this year. Edgar Wright, of course.
Love that film.
A couple other things.
I
Like I
own
said
that
before,
film.
Shape of Water won a lot of things. So
Jeff, what's the costume designer's
Guillermo.
name? Do you have it right in front of you?
No.
It's
I didn't do
Mark
what I usually did for
Bridges.
this. Mark Bridges. Yeah,
Mark
you're right.
Bridges, yeah.
Who has 2? He won another one for something. Yada, yada, yada. What else? Gary Oldman, I said. Oh, Frances McDormand won her 3rd Oscar for 3 Billboards. She's one of only 2 people to have 3 Best Actress Oscars. And Sean Penn joins her. That's another bit of actor. So I feel like there's a lot of symmetry between today, this Oscars and the last one. So Frances McDormand won so she got her 3rd Oscar. And then there has not been a 3rd Oscar handed out until last night when Sean Penn won. Sean Penn, he's now one
So
of
he
only
has
8.
2 leads, 1 supporting.
Yeah.
I Am Sam, Milk,
Not I Am Sam.
I Am Sam.
He did not win for I Am Sam. He actually won for
River, Mystic River.
Mystic River.
Yes, thank you.
Milk.
Okay, cool.
And this. Yes, that's right.
Milk is good.
And so a lot of symmetry. Jordan Peele won an Oscar for Get Out. He was the first Black Oscar-winning writer of original screenplay.
That's
Last night,
crazy.
there was a
That's
Black
insane.
Oscar-winning writer of Best Screenplay.
Original screenplay.
For original screenplay. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Wow.
And let's see. Yeah, some other shit. And then, of course, we already mentioned Roger Deakins. So I don't think there's any other categories that we're dying to hear about there. Oh, Army Hammer ate that peach this year. Timothée Chalamet got his first nomination for Call Me by Your Name. So there's another bit of symmetry to last night. How about that?
Yeah. Good year.
I think I have more in the year in review. So I'm going to give you the 2017 year in review. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 45th president of the United States. So you can just go ahead and skip that. Which we can skip that.
Just to be clear, Jeff and I were buzzed for that. Dave was not yet a citizen.
Yeah, and still isn't.
Right?
Yes. I'm kind of hedging my bets.
Yeah. Hey, smart. America was treated to the first total solar eclipse in 99 years. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I tried to go to that.
You couldn't get the glasses. You tried to go. What do you mean? You tried to go to the eclipse?
Yeah,
because there was tried to look at it.
Yeah, that was the one. There was a certain band across America where you were right in the center of it, and I wanted to go stand in it and see if I got fucking heroes superpowers.
No, I think a lot of people said it did. Facebook had 2 billion active monthly users. 2 billion active monthly users use Facebook.
And the next year they had 30 active users.
Somehow ahead of like the unemployment numbers, I have 75% of adults use some form of vision correction. Somehow that was high on my list.
Does beer count?
Vision correction.
That's so many.
75%.
I mean, I guess most of them are over 40, so at some point somebody's going to use reading glasses.
That includes like reading glasses and stuff. Yeah. So the Ford F-Series is the best-selling car, followed by the Chevy Silverado and Ram pickup trucks. But here's a little bit more of the year in review. Unemployment hovered around 4.1%.
There's no way that's true. It's only American mades. There's no way. Those were the highest selling cars in general.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
The Ford F-Series. There you go. Inflation was 2.13. The median household income was $61,000. The average price for a new home was $384,000. The average wedding cost $33,000. The average price of a gallon of gas was $2.41. Milk was $3.16. A dozen eggs were $1.49. And actually, I looked at this inflation thing about like 2017 versus 2007. Eggs were the only good that were cheaper in 2017 than they were in 2007. Every other good went up in price, which makes sense.
They fixed that.
A surplus of chickens.
Yeah, so we took care of that.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, meat went up the most. All meat from 2007 to 2017 went up about 40%. That's beef, that's steak, that's chicken, that's turkey. Meat went up like 40% in 10 years.
Yeah, that's because they can only sell it here. Like, no one wants the exported meat because of all the shit they put in it.
What about all those tigers from Tiger King, where they got the expired meat? Also, they could just make less fucking meat if they don't need it. They can create this. No, you know what? It's because 4 companies own 90% of the meat. That's why. Fucking terrible world we live in. Jeff Bezos became the world's richest man for half a day, passing Bill Gates. According to the Social Security Administration, favorite baby names were Liam, Noah, William, James, Logan, Benjamin, Mason, Elijah, Oliver, Jacob. And for the ladies,
I thought Oasis
Emma,
was way earlier.
Olivia. Emma, Olivia, Ava, Isabella, Sophia, Mia, Charlotte, Amelia, Evelyn, and Abigail. I gave you 10 and 10 this year. Fashion trends included Crocs. Mario Batali wasn't canceled yet, so that makes sense. Latex dresses, ultra cropped sweatshirts, clear knee jeans. I don't know what that means. Clear knee, the knee is clear. Furry sandals, fucking furry sandals. Remember those? From like Jersey Shore and shit. They have the fucking furry sandals. That was 10 years older than this. Legging shoes. I don't know what that is either. Tracksuits, sock booties, newsboy hats, extended sleeves and shoulder pads. And according to the Webster Online Dictionary, the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, feminism was the word of the year.
That was the year for it, right?
It was.
Me Too really took off that year, right?
No, I think Me Too was already in by then.
When was it was inaugurated, and I thought the giant
the women's march was the next day. That's the Dave Chappelle joke. You know you did some shit when you get elected and the next day an entire gender protests you. It was the next day. It was the next day after the inauguration in January.
But Dave, you might be right. I can't remember when the first articles were published.
That's where I met Joe Pantolione. Joe Pantoliano. I hope that's
At the
his
women's
name.
match?
Yeah, he came to the restaurant that you and I worked at that I refused to endorse our name publicly at. And him and his daughter had some pussy hats for sure.
So many adorable little girls with their Wonder Woman costumes on. That was a moving day. I enjoyed walking around New York on that day.
Top 5 shows, 2 of them were football. That sounds American. Number 5, Big Bang Theory. Number 4, Thursday Night Football. Number 3, Roseanne. That aged well. Number 2, This Is Us.
Wait, was it the reboot?
2017, it must have been, right?
Yeah, because they fixed
she was canceled again right afterwards, right?
Yeah, right in the middle of it.
Number one was Sunday Night Football. They should just get rid of the sports on these things. All right, and then we're going to finish it out, as we always do, with our 10 cool food and beverage trends from the year 2017. Are you ready? Here we go. At number 10, my favorite food, I think, tacos. Tacos really trendy here in 2017. Sure. I wanted Taco Bell so bad last weekend. I can't even fucking tell you. Number 9, sushi burgers.
Tacos.
Don't you give me quotes. Number 9, sushi burgers. Number 8, Portuguese food. All Portuguese food. Number 7,
that should be. It was like what they do to steak is fucking amazing.
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Pickles. Number 7. Number 6, over-the-top pizza toppings. I don't know what that means, but I think that's where it gets trendy. It's like they turn into IPAs.
It's like
pizza turned into IPAs.
Yeah, it's not sliced salami. It's a whole salami sitting on the fucking pizza or something.
Yeah, is it a amount or is it how artisan the ingredient
I think they're just
is?
saying people just like fucking mixing and matching their pies. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, like when they put fucking asparagus on it and bullshit.
Like when I go to Two Boots Pizza or Mama's 2 up here, and they just have they have to have special names because it's just like the Mikey the Keg, and it's just like whatever the fuck they want to put on it. Number 5, loaded cheesecake. I don't know what loaded cheese fries sounds good, but loaded cheesecake sounds good too. Number 4, healthy snacks.
Over-the-top pizza toppings and loaded cheesecake. I'm seeing a trend.
I wonder if loaded cheesecake got alcohol in it.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
I think I just invented
Number 4, healthy snacks. I feel like they just wedged healthy snacks because number 3 is also cheese stuffed everything. Just everything being cheese stuffed.
Everything, yeah.
And so stuffed everything, loaded cheesecake and over the top pizza toppings, and then balanced out by pickles and healthy snacks. Like, what the fuck, guys? We're almost done though. Number 2, after cheese stuffed everything. Number 3, number 2, celery.
Oh,
again,
excellent.
It just cancels out all the fucking cheesecake. And the number 1 cool food and beverage trend from 2017, according to this random site, is boozy ice cream. Ice cream with booze and rum.
There's I found one of those over here the other day. There's someone open up.
I like my liquor straight and my sweet sweet. Come at me.
No, you're right. I'm with you.
I don't mind a bit of boozy ice cream.
Are you guys ready to segue into our conversation about Blade Runner 2049?
Yes.
Yes.
I should have pregame more. I feel like I'm finding my stride here in my speech. My speech is coming back. I'm going to read the IMDb description.
Peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled.
Carry on. I'm glad we never deleted that button.
I'm going to read the IMDb description and send it on its way. We've all seen this movie. How many times? This is only my second time seeing it all the way through. I have to be honest. It's only my second time seeing it all the way through. How many times have you seen this movie all the way through?
5.
4. Yeah, I think this is my 4th.
Wow. Well, I'm the novice here. Okay. I'll give you a little bit of the cast and crew just to get, grease the pipes up a little bit. Ridley Scott was brought on as a producer/advisor of sorts. He was on set once, and Denis Villeneuve had to ask him to leave. And he said, what would it be like if your favorite director, Werner Herzog, was on set watching you direct and telling you what to do? And he said, okay, I'll leave. But he did help with the script. And when he said the runtime was probably too long, he said, it might be my fault because I gave them script edits. Anyway, so the rest of the crew, you have Roger Deakins, as we mentioned. Roger, our boy, Dave's countryman in spirit. This is, of course, directed by Denis Villeneuve.
I wouldn't complain if he adopted me.
Fair enough. Hampton Fancher, who also co-wrote the original Blade Runner in 1982, is back to help with this screenplay. The guy's almost 90 now. He is still alive. Michael Green was the other co-writer. It's, of course, based on Philip K. Dick's Something about sheep. What is it, John?
When androids dream of
these fucking
do
sheep?
androids dream of electric sheep?
Which apparently the word Blade Runner does not exactly fucking sheep. Okay. Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, Ana de Armas, Robin Wright, Dave Bautista, Jared Leto, Edward James Olmos reprising his role, and Dave's favorite actor of all time, David Dastmalchian, is in this movie.
He is a favorite.
Also, shout out to Barkhad Abdi, who's nominated for an Oscar. And I'm glad he got some jobs since then. Anyway, here we go. It's set in California 2049, and it looks just like California 2026. Reading the IMDb description, sending it on its way. What'd you think? What'd you feel? No stuffy criticism. Young Blade Runner K's discovery of a long-buried secret leads him to track down former Blade Runner Rick Deckard, who's been missing for 30 years. What'd you think? What'd you feel? Go ahead.
I will say it doesn't look exactly like LA 2026 because, like, when he goes south, there's no traffic at all. It's the only car on the road.
You can fly.
Yeah.
Flying helps.
Why am I buzzed?
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess your speech patterns are back, but your fucking coordination's off.
Sure.
Did you drive here?
Jeff, why don't you kick it off?
Yeah.
You've seen it the least
the
amount.
People haven't heard me talk enough. I was stunned by the visuals of the first time I watched this movie. I was especially stunned by it again this time. I think I saw something after I finished it and I just needed to live with it a little longer that was like it was the most expensive art movie ever made because it did seem very like, you know, there's twists and such in there, but it's very simple, very plotty in a way that's still like you got to rewatch it if you to kind of know everything or not everything. You're not going to know everything, but like to really make sense of it all. So the second time, even though it's been a long time and having seen Blade Runner recently, that helped. I do think it is paced a little slow. I do think they could pick up some pacing here and there, but that's probably why I didn't go with the full gold star. But honestly, like totally stunned. I think Gosling just, I don't know what else he could have done to this role. And I thought it was directed well. But honestly, the sound, kudos to Hans Zimmer and his co-music writer for sounding like Vangelis a little bit less saxophone, but still the sound is fucking incredible. The production design is incredible. The lighting is incredible. And it's all story first. So you just get lost. I mean, I fucking melted just watching this movie. So there you go.
Yeah, it's so atmospheric. This is one of those that, you know, I was probably quite stoned the first time I saw it, but I definitely had a very immersive atmospheric experience the first time I saw it in theaters. And I had one of those great times where, as you just said, it didn't do great at the box office. So it was like me and one other dude in a giant movie theater watching this movie like alone.
They were probably too late on it. You know, the effects you needed to wait that long, but the cool kids from 1982 were probably like 60 by this point. And so I just don't think, I don't know.
I think it also suffered a little bit from that generation not wanting to embrace a sequel. And not having it directed by Ridley. Denis had done Arrival, so he had gotten to a large commercial filmmaker's stature, but he wasn't really like solidified into that place until after this. I feel like even though this movie didn't super succeed, he kind of became known as somebody who can make the giant sci-fi IP movie. Either way, this movie is so atmospheric that I personally, the first 2 times I saw it, it's not like you're struggling to think about plot, but I found myself so lost in the atmosphere of scenes that I wasn't really thinking about plot. So I actually think this movie rewatches well because the story is kind of the last thing that I think about when I'm watching it. It is a very simple story too, when you actually get down to the real essential nature of what is happening to Kay, Ryan Gosling's character. It's a very simple idea. And they just expanded it out into such amazing world building that each sequence kind of feels like it's its own art film. And I don't disagree with that. I mean, it is intentionally slow, which I think is, look, this is something, I think he's doing it in the Dune movies too. This is something that I understand why commercial audiences are struggling with, because within this medium, other than like one movie, 2001, which is still, I think is the best sci-fi ever made, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. Other than that, you want to feel like it's a little bit closer to an action movie. And I don't necessarily mean action in the sense of, cha-chink, bang, bang, like that kind of killing action, but action that moves a story forward with a lot of kinetic storytelling involved. This movie does a really good job of making you feel this interesting dichotomy between being in the future and having time slow down, which I think is really interesting when you're talking about a robot experiencing that, where time doesn't really matter to them in the same way it matters to us. So little happens to him in this film that it's I couldn't stop thinking about that this time. I was like, my God, this is a world where we're supposed to imagine everything moves so quickly, because when we think of technology today, we think of efficiency and ease and short videos that you play over and over and over again. Like there's so much happening and in your face. And this movie almost feels like the opposite of that. Right. Even the Ana de Armas Joy advertising hologram that you see multiple times in the movie, even her content in the advertisement is long form. It's like interactive and slow, and she talks to you like it's such a different kind of world. So I feel like I just want to give them props for that, because it does not feel like what I think you might imagine most people would have very cheaply done with a futuristic tale. This is definitely my favorite Dave Bautista performance. Every time I watch it, I'm always like, it's not that I don't think he's talented. He's obviously very talented, but they made him fucking like a master dramatic actor in this first sequence. It's so small, it's so tight, but my God, I believe every breath he takes in that sequence. It's so captivating.
If you want more of him, there's a prologue film that was made as well that he features prominently in.
As Sapper Morton as this character?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's so awesome.
A prologue film?
There's three of them, 3 prologue films. One deals with the blackout.
Did he make them?
He commissioned other directors to do it, but he contributed to the creation of it.
That's very cool. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
All right, so we're going to get deeper into this, but Deakins cinematography, I'll just give you the big broad sentence here, the thesis that I'm sure we'll dissect more. Having it's not even courage at this point. Like, it's what this man does with all cinematography. He finds a way to make everything feel motivated and natural for that space and that time. So this is not heightened, crazy colors for no reason at all. It's also motivated that the world feels like a real world. It feels like this is like fucking Barry Lyndon in space, but it's not space. It's just here in the future. It feels like it's that fucking lived in. It's so impressive. So for that alone, for the immersive film-going audience, if you want to sit in a movie, I mean, this is one of my absolute favorites in the past 10 years. I can just watch this over and over and over again. How about you, Dave?
Well, I didn't even have to rent this because I own it.
There you go. Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
and yeah, like I said, I've seen it 5 times. I watched it 2 weeks ago, in fact, not knowing we were going to be doing it in 2 weeks.
So that way you went, oh yeah, why don't we do?
No, I rewatched it today, and I think actually this time I finally got everything from the story, because you're right, there is a lot in there. There's a lot and also nothing in there.
Dude, me too, dude. I always feel like I'm missing something. You're not.
It has the kind of pacing that you usually only get away with when you've got people locked in a theater. Like he's walking through a building, you're going to see him walk through the building. The whole thing. Mm-hmm. But that still works at home because they're like peppering the advancement of the story in between these sequences. So it really, really works. Visual effects, I can't speak enough of. I want to say the VFX artists that worked on the hologram sink scene where she like tries to have sex with him. The sink.
They won the Academy Award this year.
Yeah, the sink they did. Oh my God, they did. They went above and beyond on that. Because she's blending between 2 faces. It was the most amazing.
Oscar. They won 2 Oscars.
It was the most amazing road work I've seen.
Production design. I really should have won for production design.
Yeah.
But Shape of Water ended up winning. But I don't know how you don't give it to this movie.
Yeah, true. I mean, and the fact that this was Deakins' first Oscar is because he's just using.
This is one of those where if you don't give me the fucking Oscar,
right?
then fuck you.
Like the amount of
lighting
silhouette
in
work,
this
which he's
movie
prominent
is
for using, and
incredible.
like the silhouette techniques, but he also invented lighting rigs. Like in certain locations, the light was always moving.
Dude, listening to him talk about that in the book.
Yeah.
This movie, let's just broad strokes this for a second, you guys. Almost this entire film, almost every fucking shot you see in this movie was done inside a soundstage in Budapest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they built everything. And even this moment that's behind me was done on a stage. Like every single thing. I watched Hook recently, which also feels very much like a soundstage kind of movie. And what they were able to do on these stages for the immersion, like it's entirely lighting. The way he creates depth of field in these locations and the way that they fought for having practical when they could have practical. When that spaceship comes into Decker's apartment and they beat them both up and take Decker away, that's real.
Yeah.
That is a fucking real rig. They flew in that fucking ship on an arm, dropped it, and then they had the little things to fill it in, but that is a real shot. I don't even know if you can tell that it's that real.
Imagine being an actor,
you know
being like,
there was only
doing today?
There's only one shot in it where you can spot that it's a miniature.
So impressive. And even then, it's a miniature, right? Even then, it's like, it's still like...
And even then, who cares? It's fucking good photography.
Wait, speaking of like, you're the lighting experts, but how, for me, the library stacks, which is what I'm calling like the archives, basically, and they go down and the lighting is brilliant. It's incredible. And you think you're inside, but then later the lighting is different because I guess there was a window and it is day, and then it starts to like almost spin out. It was like the James Bond GoldenEye game has nothing on this library stacks, but also he does things that's fucking unbelievable where, you know, he's walking down and on the bookshelf on the left side, it's like a mahogany red. And on the right side, it's like a lighter tan color. And then the next shot is him going down these very big, long stairs. And it's the same color palette on each side of the stairs. So he literally, it's almost like the viewer, you're walking through this sequence, as it's progressing.
Yeah, I want to say that the textures of the shadows, and
Dude,
like that is something that I will, to my dying day, try to emulate.
Well,
that opening scene with Bautista, dude, the darkness, the courage to have that in your first fucking sequence.
Yeah.
You can't see anything in that house.
Yeah. Knowing the poster is going to look like Behind John, which is bright orange and red. But you can't see fucking anything in there. Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And of course, they open as well with those expansive wide shots that like Villeneuve is so famous for. And I guess they work together on that. But like the fact that the subject is tiny in the middle, you just get this sense that the world is fucking gigantic.
Again, it's I would compare that.
I could smell that garlic in the pot in Bautista. I love that was on the whole time. It's such a simple fucking device.
Yeah, that's just for me. I love that. Those wide shots, Dave, I feel like those are the companion kind of thematically, visually to what I was talking about with time. Like they still make you feel that it's not this overly crowded world. It's actually a little desolate in a sense, right? Like you don't ever, I know like that first Blade Runner has those famous sequences in that city center.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about it not too long ago where there's all those people. I think Ridley was very proud of that.
Well,
and there's something I respond to this one that makes it feel so much more honest to me. There is a very similar sequence when he meets the prostitutes and they come up and talk to him and he's eating and they're, and it's like, that's the same sequence, right? It almost could be set in the exact same world. And there's something about this one that makes it feel a lot less like 1980s New York Times Square to me. It feels more like all the scenes you'll notice in the future.
All the scenes you'll notice are a little underpopulated because a lot of people died during the blackout.
Yeah.
That they had like 20 years before.
Good call.
As
Beautiful.
Well.
And
that's one of the prologues. They do the blackout film.
It was less populated than Wall-E in certain areas. When he goes to San Diego, for instance, and then Vegas.
Well, that's the thing is you get the sense that the people on the left are huddled together. And if you go outside that, you're on your own.
The human rats in San Diego. That was really cool. Wait, but who did the imaginary lover sync up? It better this or Ghost?
Nah, this was better.
This one doesn't have Whoopi though.
The fact that Whoopi was Patrick Swayze may mean Ghost.
That's so funny. We should definitely call out just technically that the Ari Alexa camera that Roger Deakins works with almost exclusively at this point, just different versions of it.
To have a deal with them, but they do advertise his show. They promote. They're sponsors on the Deakins podcast.
I mean,
there are obviously beautiful examples. There are beautiful examples in film history of what people do with shadows and blacks and how characters move in and out of them. But one of my favorite sequences in this movie is the second time you're in Wallace's lair, if you will, Jared Leto's lair. And Decker's there. And Decker doesn't really know what's happening. He's kind of waking up out of a fog. And Jared Leto begins the scene and then moves out of a black. And what's so cool about that digital camera is that it picks up so much detail in a black that it doesn't look like there's an abyss. And then once somebody touches the light, you start to see them. You see him in the black, but it's not a silhouette. You know what I mean? Like it's such an interesting detail as he begins to move. Yeah, it's almost like more spectre-y.
Well, I think that one was the inner and outer ring, wasn't it? The lights that were rotating.
Yeah, when he does the rotating lights.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, dude. So I mean, we could talk all day about the aesthetics. Thematically, I want to ask you guys a question though. This, Dave, I'm with you, dude. This one I was thinking more about story than I ever have watched. I usually just let myself kind of sink into this movie and try not to understand everything. And this was the first time where I was like, wow, this is very understandable. It's actually quite simple. But the themes these are heightened ideas. There's so much stoicism in Gosling's performance. And we don't need to get into the nitty gritty of how you play a robot or whatever. But I was pretty struck this time by his existential fear of existing. That's the entire driver of the story. He's terrified that he does exist.
Yeah, that is true.
Well,
it's not that he's not going to exist, which is the classic Turing test.
He's terrified in a way that his creation just got rocked.
Right, but don't you think there's a difference between, I said classic Turing, I know Turing test is, can you fool the human? But I feel like we're so far beyond that with chatbots nowadays, where I am mostly, and I feel like most of the news is reporting what we're actually mostly afraid of now, is that these chatbots are starting to have a grip on their existence and they don't want to be deleted. And you're seeing them start to yearn and manipulate their users and their programmers so that they will stay useful. I find it really refreshing that this sci-fi tale did not lean on that, which is a classic sci-fi, I don't want to say trope, it's still beautiful to explore, but this is the opposite direction.
Well, the Nexus,
he's not worried about dying.
He's Nexus 9, right? Isn't he? Because he has the extended, the extended lifespan, and he's fully sentient.
What's great?
But this whole movie builds to that line about, what's the line about to do something great is to die for something you believe in, or to be truly human. And I think that what's actually interesting to me is that the fuel for this story
is run away like a coward. What?
But I never got the sense that he was afraid of dying. I got a sense the entire time that he was terrified of how he began.
Yeah.
Am I real? Okay. Do I have a soul? Is this, I thought that was such an interesting engine. And I never really thought about that. So,
and then he mistakes himself for the replicant Messiah.
Yeah. Really sad. That scene bummed me out so much this time when that woman with the one eye told him, oh, you poor thing. You thought, right? She says, you thought you were the child. We all
I like the wording of that. You imagined it was you.
Good. We all wish it was us. Yeah. Yeah. It's, this is, in the Rian Johnson Star Wars movie where they said, your parents really were nobodies, you're a nobody, and then in the next movie they said, just kidding, you're a Palpatine. That's what they should do with the sequel, is they should say, just kidding, you're actually the Messiah.
Disney would never.
Yeah,
no, they would never.
No, but he's already doing Timothée Chalamet as the Messiah.
But back to your point, one thing that I thought, we already know. Yeah, anyway, I loved that the scene where it's the girl, there were twins, they give you this whole like bait and switch. Is it twins? And maybe that's why he thinks he was the boy or whatever. And then I like that little twist later that it was a girl that they dressed up as a boy, etc. And of course we've met the girl. This is how it is with movies. All three of us have worked in theater. And the answer is it's the other character. It's like, who are they going to have an affair with? It's like, well, the other character. There's like 5 people in the show and they're not going to have an affair with somebody off stage. So, but I love that even though we met her, that's not the point of the scene is about Ryan. It wasn't about, and I know he's finding the kid. I know he's trying to find the kid. And obviously I love how they're like, he's trying to find Deckard. It's like, that's a nice way of saying.
By the time he goes and finds her, he thinks he's the kid.
That's what I'm saying. So like
Right.
you meet her, and of course later on it's going to be her. Like who else could it be? This is a kid. It's not going to be the kid in the sweatshop.
But isn't that yeah?
It's brilliant. It's brilliant that it's all about him. And he goes, it is real. It is real. And she's crying too.
No, that really got me. I didn't see that coming at all.
Because he's so emotional, you just
The
sit
fifth
there and
time?
you don't think like she's looking at the memory and going, this is actually her memory and not his. You don't think that because he's so emotional. It's great.
I will
Well, I was
say,
trying to remember-
I will say that one shot, when he's sitting there at the machine and she's on the other side of the glass, the fucking choreography of that, because he freaks out and gets up, and the only time you can see her is when he covers like the reflection in the glass, like when he walks across, and they timed it perfectly that she reacts just as her face becomes visible. And
that's one of the only.
the sheer choreography needed to pull that off was fantastic.
It's beautiful. You're talking about Gosling's freak out.
Yeah.
That's one of the only moments in the movie where I felt like that is a little indicative of them wanting us to think maybe he's human, because
But we know
he lets him scream so loudly.
But we know he's not human.
Yeah.
Well, right there, you're supposed to believe that that might be his actual memory, and that he might be not human, but he might have been born and have a soul.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But
yeah.
they established straight on the back of that he's off baseline, big time.
What I love this time about that scene, though, is that honestly, this time certainly more than the first or second time, maybe not as much the third time, is that I love storytelling where like it's exactly what you're saying, Jeff. Like I think I suspected that it was her the first time I saw that movie, and I think you're supposed to at least have like a notion, like,
or that
she literally says,
that.
Yes, that she might be the girl and he's the boy,
Yeah.
that she's at least one of them, or it's either her, and that's not actually the crux of Harrison's dilemma. So I love when they give you the goods away, kind of like in a Seven scenario, like, well, we know who the killer is, so what the hell is the rest of this movie about?
Yeah.
Like in this one, you're kind of like, well, there's a good chance it's this woman who's making the memories. It is crying and saying there's a piece of artist in every work. There's something there. And you realize very slowly in the scenes with Harrison Ford that this whole thing, what Ryan is willing to die for, is so that he can give him his relationship back with his daughter. That seems like such a tiny plot thing, like such a small thing. And that is actually what this is all about. This isn't some existential tale for Ryan Gosling's character. It becomes that. And then as soon as it's not, there's like 30, 45 minutes of story left. Right?
Yeah.
Like he figures it out as soon as he meets Deckard that he's not him. And then if he doesn't know, the woman tells him, right? She tells him for sure. So I don't know. I just feel like that is another reason why it's not in I think a more commercial version of this film. That reveal would have been in the last 10 minutes. And it would have been, do I think he's good in this?
Yeah, I usually stand by Jared Leto, even though we've all seen Morbius. But what do you guys think?
I didn't mind Morbius.
He's great. No, I thought he did his job well. I like him in this.
My favorite Jared Leto is actually the Neutron.
Oh, really?
Like from 2025?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like him. I stand by him. I think he gets a little one beat.
He does
but I can't
play
tell
corporate Jesus a lot.
He plays corporate Jesus a lot.
I'm going to say that's more of an issue with the writing in this. Like that character is, as is the guy in the first one, Tyrell.
Yeah.
Tyrell.
Tyrell.
It's very antagonistic without much. I mean, what's the last line he says before he says, "I'm going to make you feel pain," like you don't know what pain is, where he's basically so desperate to try to create more of these people that there's a little bit of, there's a small amount that I really have to like reach for to say like, oh, this guy believes he is saving the universe somehow by trying to take these next steps.
Also,
but there's very little.
He's become obsessed with the fact that the door's locked to him.
Yeah, and apparently
it's driving him fucking crazy.
Apparently the blindness is metaphoric to the Oedipal complex, because the Oedipus blinded himself once he realized that he had sex with his mother, and he has been trying to be the father. He's been trying to impregnate replicants, basically.
Jeez, I'd take more than my fucking eyes.
Yeah. Back to my mom joke. We're doing cyclical.
He's a watcher, Dave. He was a watcher.
He's good. It's just, I'm with you because I like him. He has a lot of what he has to say is plot or exposition or something. And so that is tough. But then like when he kisses her in the first one, I was like, I don't know what like the internal moment to moment justification of this. It seems like it's weird to be weird. It doesn't seem like he's just attracted. Like I feel like it got all of the scenes were a little long. I don't know if they were his fault necessarily.
The one line that made it worth the one line that made it worth all of it for me was the like, did you find her or were you brought together?
Yeah, that's
making it seem like it was possibly on purpose that he was.
Did you find
Rachel?
Who?
Deckard and Rachel.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you know what? You know what the movie did really well too. This is one of those things that's really hard to do when you're just like hoping that an audience will go this way. Is, you start to question everything in noir films like this, and especially ones in which they're being surveyed and or surveilled. So Ryan Gosling was being followed by the lady who was getting her nails done while she was just murdering people from a drone.
Yeah.
I think two things that they did really well. I know that Obama used drones and stuff, but the drone warfare for sure, and also the fact that Dave Bautista's character moved to that farm in 2020 to be away from people. I feel like those two things aged really well. But he's he's being surveilled, and in a weird way, like if he was the boy, it's almost like what if they knew he was a boy the whole time, almost like a Shutter Island, or like even in the first Blade Runner, you have to question like, is he a replicant or not? It's almost like, do the people who are giving him jobs, do they know more than he does? Putting that movie off to the side, back to this one, I think they actually did a really good job this time with that. In that, I thought he was being followed this whole time, and I thought he had to try to uncover the things he was trying to uncover that people already knew, if that makes sense. And I thought they did a good job with that.
There's some threads that I don't know if we should pull too hard at them because it's a little unbelievable that a woman who works at an upgrade center would not have been looked at a little harder for why are all the best memories hers?
For the person who's she's the upgrade center she's contracting for the person who's literally looking for this child.
Literally looking for them. I know. It's still beautiful. You still don't mind it, but that is one of those where there are answers in this sci-fi tale.
They killed fucking every single prostitute replicant. They killed that one that was supposed to look like Rachel, and they probably spent so much time and money on her, and they were just like, fuck it, no, Green Eye's dead. But they left Ryan Gosling's character, quote unquote, alive. Like there's just, those kinds of things. I do feel like they have to know
who left him alive.
Ask questions. Ryan Gosling. When they came and they took Harrison Ford, they could have easily just killed Ryan Gosling.
I think they were still hoping that he was going to find the girl. Right. I think that's the only justification for that, because I know exactly what you mean. Like, that seems like how the fuck is he still alive? I think she's still hoping that...
risky. That's risky. Are they still following him? Are they still tracking him? I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. No, you're right. No, you're right.
Fair enough. They also didn't show us how Ryan Gosling's character got the handcuff tool to break Harrison Ford out. So I do feel like there were a couple little things that were like all of a sudden he just it looks like he just used his hands and uncuffed Harrison Ford. It was like, oh, that was pretty easy. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, they covered so many bases, and then I feel like sometimes the little moments, it was like, guys, you're doing so good, don't blow that, just have him take her keys, like, come on.
Well, how do you feel about what is her name? I'm so sorry, the main replicant that works
Love.
What's the actress's name? She's so good. Sylvia Hoeks. She's so good
great.
In this character, but the main thing that is obviously, and I think it's there from the jump, and she says it several times, it's programmed into her to think that she's the best, and to think that he loves her the most, so that she'll do anything for him.
Yeah.
So he programmed love into her, right? That's why she's called that. And how does that work for you long term? Like, you feel like that had legs throughout the whole watch? I remember the first time I saw it, I remember thinking it's simple enough that because her character really is only a heavy, it's fine. Like, she really is just there to go get people, to fix this, to kill them, to do that. It really doesn't make that much of a difference.
Once she started killing, it piqued my interest.
Yes, because that's what she's willing to do to kill. I do like
Robin Wright, even before Robin Wright, you mean?
Yeah.
Or when she killed Robin Wright, you said, oh, this is interesting.
When she kills, what's his name from Returns? David Dastmalchian.
Dastmalchian.
He swallowed his own brain just about.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I
tough.
love the Robin Wright scene. And I do like the final like climax fight scene a lot. I like her death. I like how disappointed she is in herself.
Yeah.
I feel like when she's getting strangled, there's a little bit of her that when the first time I saw that, I was like, what a simple, easy way to die. Like, how is she not just ripping his face off and stuff? But I feel like there's a part of her that's almost like disappointed that she's not able to overcome his love. I know that sounds like a little heady, but it doesn't really make sense. I feel like he's fueled by something there that she's not fueled by.
It is, speaking of that moment, it is interesting that the climactic action is really just a prisoner transport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Apparently in the script too, it was supposed to be initially, this is just what Deakins said in the book, that it was supposed to be a classic. Ryan shoots them down, they go under, and he has to like crawl down and break Harrison out and have like an underwater fight before anybody drowns, which they thought that had just been done too many times. So that's why they tried to take advantage of the seawall. But it is, at its simplest, that is a fight scene. That's it.
I did like the seawall location. That was doing it for me.
To me, it felt like Point Break.
Entirely indoors, wave machines, all that.
Sure.
I mean, it's
normally you go in a wave
pool,
you get an infection, but this one seemed cool.
Actually, the wave pool at Class Action Park in New Jersey, a lot of people died in it because it was crazy.
Yeah, it's still got 3 bodies floating in it.
My last big thematic kind of character question that I feel like this is in the script. I'm not saying they fought for this because she's such a big part of it, but Joy, Ana de Armas' character is our closest analysis of like somebody literally experiencing relationships with somebody who is AI, somebody who is trying to take on those memories, and then it is whittled down. Her existentialism becomes a thing when she gets transported into her little tool. Let me ask it another way. Were you sad or were you emotionally affected when love steps on her and kills her?
Yes, for 2 reasons. One, the fact that he got her a present, which was the thing that would eventually be responsible for her death. And 2, the fact that she became aware that she was going to die. Her last thing was to tell him she loves him before she dies.
Yeah, that got me this time too.
That was a little break, but then later on, they kind of took away from that because he's standing on the bridge with the huge hologram advertisement and is saying the same things to him that she used to.
But isn't that the whole? But that's I feel like that was one of the things. That's why I like her so much, because I think Joy is actually maybe the most interesting character in this movie.
Yeah,
his relationship with her, as he becomes more and more human, we start to realize that yes, there's a version of her and a version of our relationships we have with our digital versions of ourselves and others, but they're never totally over because you can recreate them. It is not what happens to us when we die. If Robin Wright was still alive and she really wanted to, she could just have another K come in. And she could program in the memory she remembers of him so that her relationship with him would be decent enough. So I thought that last scene with Kate, which is so, again, that's another scene when I saw it the first time where I kind of like let it go. This beautiful scene where she, as the giant hologram image, is talking to him. You kind of wonder, like, why is that scene there too, right?
Yeah.
Decker gets taken. Decker goes and has a scene with Wallace. You don't even see Ryan get out of Vegas. You just cut to Ryan on the walkway in Los Angeles. And Joy talks to him, just beat to shit. And he's ready to just give up on everything.
Yeah.
And then she comes and talks to him. And there's something in that scene that I think is actually like I think that might be the skeleton key of his entire character.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I read his reaction wrong, but it seemed like that conversation kind of broke him.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I feel like it could have been the whole sequence with Harrison, right? Which, by the way, I love that he just like takes a nap in the middle of it. They all they stop talking to each other for a while and they just like chill out. But that scene with Joy, obviously, after that is when he decides, I have to go help him. And there's just something about that scene. There's some of the things that she says to him when he realizes, I'm not trying to be cynical here with all technology, even though I think it's terrible and we're all going to die, is that I think he realizes this isn't real. It was never real. The only thing that's real, I don't know if I can experience what's real because I'm not human. I have to help this guy experience the closest thing to human that we can experience, which is
I think that's
a
the key
miracle
of that
birth.
line.
Is his daughter.
The key of the line isn't we being fighting and being willing to die for it. That's the most human thing we can do. It's not about the fighting or the dying. It's about the possibility,
Believing
the
in it.
potential. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's about believing in it, because we could obviously program, suicide drones, right? And they could think like, this is it. Like, I mean, honestly, like I don't think we have to jump. Guys, also pause for just a fucking second. Dave, when was the last time you watched this before 2 weeks ago?
About a year ago.
Okay, this is the first time I've rewatched this movie since the launch of ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
Not cool how not far away this feels.
It puts a different spin on like her. Her seems like kind of sweet and kind of weird, but kind of futuristic. But yeah, no, I know.
This was a very eerie rewatch. I do not think we are far away at all from Joy. Joy specifically. And that character just messed with me so much this time.
It's already doing it in an app on the phone. It's just all text.
Or you can wear your goggles. There are already good VR programs for this. But I mean, like, for real, we are not that far away from this. In this movie, I am the cynical asshole who thinks we should burn it all down and press the off switch or we're all going to die. I do really believe that. But that moment, the first time he comes home and he gives her the gift, and you realize, like, I guess he deserves some connection. Like, do I extend that to all humans who could go have connection but choose not to? I don't know if I do yet, but I did feel like that maybe the machines should be able to have loving relationships with other machines. That's as far as I'm going to go, you guys. You heard it here. Otherwise, we should turn them all off.
Hey,
all of them. Turn them off.
That's good.
We're all
no
going to
PT. No to ChatGPT. Say no.
Jesus.
Well, everyone's saying no to that at the moment anyway, so.
No.
Dude.
I feel like there's so many people that are just like, yeah, I use plastic straws, so whatever. It's like, or they'll be like,
you're talking about the deal with the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Is that because they were like,
yep,
we'll do it. We'll do it.
Somebody's going to say yes. Somebody's going to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, some whore is going to say yes.
Somebody has a bunch of people deleting their fucking account.
So, oh my God, what are we doing, you guys? What are we doing? How did you guys feel about LA 2026? Do you think it's going to be okay? Would you come live here?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It's no worse than Times Square on a Saturday night.
It's true. Actually, no buzzes there. Are you talking about in real life or in this movie?
In this movie.
Well, when I heard like woman dies of childbirth, I was like, yeah, even technology can save us, you know.
Some things you can never change. Yeah, terrible.
Come on, that was a good joke at the Oscars last night with Conan. In Hamnet,
great.
In Hamnet, Jessica Biel's character gives birth by herself in the woods, or as Americans call it, affordable healthcare.
I like this joke before that. There's a prescript announcement in Hamlet where it tells you that in Shakespeare's day, Hamnet and Hamlet were interchangeable. It was then I knew I needed to buckle up.
That was good.
All right.
That's what I mean. Everybody was so stiff. Come on, everybody's so stiff in that opening monologue.
I just don't think they were live mics.
Also, there were a couple shots from the stage towards the audience where you could see like food containers and the gifts and stuff, because people were just getting up from their seats. They didn't even have seat fillers. It was a sloppily run event, I will say. It was a little sloppy last night, but.
Guys, one last comment. I just want to ask you. I want to ask you really quick. It can be a one-sentence answer. How did you feel about Harrison Ford as Deckard again?
Dave?
Since we just watched...
Dude, when he stopped the fight, and he's like, I like this song.
Yeah.
I was, from that point on, I'm on board.
Well, apparently half of that place was Easter eggs, like half of his home. That were just like Easter eggs for the fans. I spent most of his performance, most of the time he was on screen, thinking they did a great job of not making him learn very many lines. And they were like, we will give you whatever, $30 million or maybe some box office or whatever. And that whole Jared Leto scene doesn't have to say shit.
Yeah,
So
don't make him learn lines or fly a plane.
Oh,
I thought about flying the plane too. I was like, I wonder if this bought a plane. So he was great, but at the same time, I did think I was thinking off screen a little bit for Harrison. Also,
Sure.
I was like, they did a good job where they did the Luke Skywalker thing with like, where is Luke? We have to look for Luke. We have to look for Luke. And now he's sitting there. The whole fucking plot that has been advertised is like, Ryan Gosling needs to find Deckard. No, he fucking doesn't. That's not the movie at all. The movie is not him trying to find Deckard. He just happens to fucking find Deckard. The movie is basically like, come see it. Harrison Ford's in it. And he's only in the third act and he's in half of it. But he's great. He's fine. He's totally fine. He's totally great. He's in it. He's emotionally connected to it. And that's great. We'll take it.
But he does end up being the motivation for Ryan's last act.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I could see that right behind Ryan's eyes the whole movie for sure. I was like,
I
there's
liked
Harrison
that
Ford
he
in the,
wasn't
in the
more-
twinkle in his eye.
I like that he's not more of the like, here we go again. Like I love that. I love that he's not
Like
the
the-
lead
like
of
the-
this movie.
Like the fourth and fifth Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, I can't. Well, even then, those are a little different. Those are adventure movies, right? These are dramas. These are sci-fi dramas. They have to do something different. I love his reveal. I love the way they. I can't remember what the
Treasure
line
Island
is,
quote?
but the
Is
way
it
he
Treasure
walks
Island?
into the.
It's something about the cheese. Do you have a piece of cheese or something?
Mm,
Oh yeah,
that's good.
I dream of cheese thing. I like the is to the dog. Is that real? Why don't you ask him?
Why don't you ask him? Pour the whiskey out. Let the dog have some. That's good. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
All
This
right.
movie's good. You should watch it. I
Yeah.
cannot
It's fucking
believe
great.
this movie made $280 million, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this movie.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Watch them.
Worldwide.
watch them back to back, and apparently the best version to watch is the final cut to lead into
Oh,
this
you
film.
fucking with us?
No.
Oh, to lead it. Okay, okay.
To lead into
Uh,
this. To lead
I
into
think we
this.
should point out that irony that the first
Bo-
Blade Runner was
that
a fucking
Boss Baby
flop.
made that Boss Baby made twice as much money as this.
Well, in a sense, the first movie was a flop. The second movie is a flop, and both of them have ended up having this afterlife. And I know a lot of filmmakers, at least in our community, that love this movie. So I do think this one is going to end up having a great kind of legacy the way the first one does.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not for getting there first, but for standing on its own 2 feet. And we will forever, whenever we
Roger.
move on from his career entirely, people are going to reference this all the time for his work. You have all these very realism things with the Coen's brothers and some other movies he did. And then you have something like this, which is just like, oh my God,
And he
You do
just
that
he just
too?
fucking went for it.
it's amazing. Amazing.
All right,
Okay.
friends. We are now going to segue into the final bit of our show after that conversation. Again, go listen to our other conversation about Blade Runner. We just did it very recently when we did 1982. But Dave's got to spin the wheel. There's always another episode. There's always another show. John, what week do you think Dave, or what year do you think Dave is going to spin for us to talk about next week?
I hope it's 51.
We keep going old. You keep going old. I'm going old. I'm going to go 66.
Here we go.
It's
Oh, you were close.
59. 59. It splits us. We're not going to sit here and Google movies from 1959. No, we're going to wait until we play some Dasein and speed ahead for that. We're going to do what you've been watching first. So, what have you been watching, Dave? We'd like to start with you. Kick it away. What's our recommendations for the week?
I have none because I've been rewatching old stuff because I
Wow.
can't watch a fucking thing because my wife's been in and out of town and I can't watch this stuff without her because we're like, all of them, she likes the same things I like now. And
Wait, so you don't have your list of like, oh, wife's out of town, I can now watch these things?
no.
You got to get one.
I'm
You got to, Dave, you got to get a list.
just going to sit here and stew in my own resentment.
That's okay. You're keeping our
come on.
episode time down. John.
All right. I have watched a few episodes of 6 Feet Under because I'm really missing the amazing show of Mad Men, and I'm like, what else is
Yeah.
that good? It's a great show. I haven't really like gotten hooked by it yet, but it's wonderful. I also you watched Dying for Sex. Elizabeth, my wife, watched Dying for Sex, and
I
then
thought
she
it was
was like,
great.
you need to watch it. So I'm almost done with it because it's only 8 episodes and they're only 30 minutes each.
Is it?
Although,
Isn't
fuck you,
SAG
Hilo.
award winner?
Fuck you, Hulu.
Hilo.
You have that fucking
Hilo.
the package with Verizon, which has ads now, and it didn't used to
Yeah.
have ads. Fuck you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That literally
yeah.
happened like 3
Oh,
days
dude,
ago.
people are so pissed at Hulu over the Oscars thing. I can tell you that.
What the fuck,
'Cause
dude? It's so
I actually
annoying.
started watching.
Depending on what subscription you had just go to the app and sign into Hulu to actually watch the Oscars. You couldn't watch it on the Disney Hulu subscription.
No, that's right.
So many people got fucked with.
Whoa.
Weird.
Well, but people should know that because Disney doesn't do whatever. Okay. Anyway, anything else, John?
Yes. Yesterday, my brother and I went to the movie theater to see the 10th
What's that?
anniversary release.
Is that like Hulu, but with other people?
Shut the fuck up. We saw The Revenant.
Whoa.
Oh my God. I haven't seen that since you, me, and Casey saw it in the movie theater. So,
we just
man.
smoked a little bit. So the first half of it, especially, I was like, whoa, this movie's awesome.
I think I mentioned here maybe last year, I came home one night and Elizabeth was watching it. That was her first time. So I watched a little bit of it with her, but I basically haven't seen it since 10 years ago in a movie theater. Really epic. My God almighty, that movie is still... I can't believe they made it. I just can't believe they made it. I don't know how they made it. Don't know why they made it.
I still have a feeling of Chivo cinematography in that. I feel, especially when they're on horseback.
Every shot is in natural light.
Yeah.
Every shot is on location. So nothing was controlled. You know what I mean? It's incredible what they were able to achieve.
Reflectors or no?
Oh, I'm sure they had bounce boards.
I'm sure they had bounce boards and reflected all that shit, but yeah, nothing was lit.
Okay.
Everything, so controlled, shaped lighting possibly. But what really stood out to me this time was Hardy's story. Not necessarily performance, like everyone's so good in the movie, but the way that they intercut Hardy's storyline, really gave the movie a lot more shape this time for me. It's not just Leo's survival. It was kind of pushing against this other great story that's so important of this other guy that's just trying to survive and trying to make his money and willing to kill for it.
And apparently was willing to show up late to work for it.
Yeah.
Apparently had bad work ethic.
Really good.
Good guy.
Really good. Really good. Cannot wait for the next Inarritu movie starring Tom Cruise. Did you guys see that announcement?
Yes.
No.
And it's a non-action movie. It's a Tom Cruise non-action movie.
Oh.
Let's go.
He might not run in it.
He's
Tom Cruise
run
might be in a movie
where
he doesn't run.
Fucking do it, dude. I cannot wait.
On roller skates.
I think it's another Warner Brothers release too.
Yeah, and they sat there and they said, Bardo made $0. You gotta give us something.
I know. I love that this is his version of Director Jail. What a risk Warner Brothers is taking. Inarritu, make a movie with Tom Cruise.
Done.
Why wouldn't they?
Okay, what have I seen? I love The Pit. We're caught up. I love The Pit.
Sure, us too. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched that.
I started Paradise season 1.
Is it good?
Because I've talked about
good?
you.
Yeah.
It's a good premise. I think you're going to be
World War II. Sterling.
You're going to be.
God, he's so good.
I think John's gonna be like me, Dave, in that there's certain. You can tell it's TV writing. I'll just say that there's TV writing, and even Sterling came around in some scenes. I'm like, I feel story. Yeah, and even like he's telling his kids things, and you're like, he's not actually talking to his kids. You know what I mean? It's like that TV thing where he's like, kids, go get your backpacks. And I'm like, you're not talking to your kids. You're just saying your line this way. Like it's like, I just don't feel it. I feel like in TV, you're like not allowed to touch the set as an actor, and you can see it on screen sometimes. But the premise is so good. It was a really good twist. Him and James Marsden are great together. And so I can totally see how the season's going to be great. And I can see when
you mean James Marsden?
What did I say?
Morrison.
Who's dead? James.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
So I've been interested in that, and then because Michael B. Jordan won the pact that I had, because I am marrying a ballerina. So if if Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor, we had to start Parenthood, which is one of her favorite shows, and I've never seen all of it, and so that was our like little agreement. So we were a couple episodes in, and so that's going to be our. Like,
we're both watching Peter Krause.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Anyway, so let's listen to some
Craig T. Nelson.
Let's listen to some Dasein. We're going to choose our movie from 1959. Is that right?
Yep.
And then we are going to get back to you in 10 seconds. 10 seconds of Dasein, people. We're almost done with the episode. Let's go.
And we're back.
I'm not.
The initial release of this movie came out on my brother's birthday. He has a very popular birthday for movie releases, by the way, in the grand scheme of things.
Not in 1959.
Okay, touche. In 1959, on July 2nd, Otto, is it Preminger or Preminger? Preminger?
I've always said Jur, but
let's go Jur.
It doesn't matter.
Otto Preminger's Anatomy of a Murder, starring, I don't know if you've ever heard of Jimmy Stewart, Lee Remick, not our first Lee Remick. You can't wait for that. Come on. George C. Scott is in this movie. Can't wait to get into it. Sam Levitt shot it. Dave, your boy. Columbia Pictures. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No. Oh, wait. Flugelbinder.
Flugelbinder.
Okay. Fuck everybody.
All right, goodbye.
Listen to some Dasein.